Hey kings and queens, Shay back again with another encouraging word for this week. And this week's encouraging word is who are you? And I just want to talk about and encourage you on who God says you are, because who God says we are matters. And so my Bible verse for this week will be 1 Peter 2:9, and I'm going to read it from the New Living Translation. And it reads, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praise of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light." And the reason why we're his special possession is because in Genesis, he said he created us out of his likeness and his image. So he created us to be like him. And when he's saying out of his likeness and his image, what he's telling us is we should have the characteristics of him. We should have some resemblance of him. People should see us and see him. It's like naturally when you're with your parents or whatever, and someone will say, "Oh, you look just like your mom," or "Oh, you look just like your dad." They should say that about God. Our actions, our attitudes, our responses, our love, our kindness, our forgiveness, all that should look like the image of God as we walk through this earth and as we live this life. It's funny to me that he created us in his image and in his likeness, and we're his only creation that has an issue, or we don't believe who he created us to be. The lion knows he's a lion. The bear knows he's a bear. The fish and the birds, they know they're fishes and birds. They do exactly what they were created to do on the earth, and they don't have any reservation about who they are or what they were created to do or be. We're his only creation that has a trouble identifying who we are and who he created us to be. So then that took me to Deuteronomy 28:12 and 13. And in that, it tells us that we're the lender, not the borrower. It tells us that we're the head, not the tail. It tells us that we're above and not beneath. That's how God sees us, as those things. He told us we were a royal priesthood. That makes us royalty. In Romans 8:17, he tells us that we're heirs, because we're his children, we're heirs and joint heirs of Jesus Christ. That makes us royalty. That makes us priesthood, royal priesthood. That makes us a peculiar people, his chosen ones. That makes us his most prized possession. And I thank God for it. When I just think about it, it just makes me want to walk therein, with my head up high, because I am his chosen vessel. I am his chosen child. And I'm proud to say that, and I'm proud to be like that, but I have to show that to the world as when I leave my home. And so if we could just believe what God says about us and believe who he says we are, then I think it will help us to be better in life. It will help us be better in our faith. It will help us to model after him better, because we're being in his image and in his likeness. That means our minds, our mouth, our actions, everything needs to be more like Christ. And then also in Deuteronomy 28:6, he said that we'll be blessed coming in and we'll be blessed going out. And he tells us these things if we keep his commandments. So he's calling us blessed if we keep his commandment. And I don't know about you, but I want to be called blessed by God. I want God to call me blessed, going in and coming out. I want him to say, "You are blessed." I want him to call me whole. I want him to call me healed. I want him to call me delivered. I want him to call me sanctified. And he calls us all these things. We just have to believe it and walk in it. We have to let go of any insecurities of what we think. We have to let go of anything anyone has said against the will of God on our lives or who we are. And we have to know who God says we are. And he says that we are a royal priesthood, a peculiar people, a chosen generation, his most prized possession. And if that doesn't excite you like it's excited me, I don't know. But to know that I am his most prized possession excites me to no end. And I just want everybody to feel like I feel when I hear that, when I read that, when I think about that. It's just like, wow, I am his most prized possession. And I am that because I'm made in his image. So I hope this word encourages you as it encouraged me as I was studying it and going over it. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.